A beggar lived at a railway station in a city. He survived by begging from passengers on the trains that arrived and departed. One day, while he was begging, he noticed a tall man dressed in a suit. The beggar thought, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a good amount of money." He approached the tall man and started begging. Seeing him, the tall man asked, "You always ask for something, but do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask people for help. I don't have anything to give to anyone." The tall man said, "If you have nothing to give, then you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman, and I believe in transactions. If you have something to offer me, then I can give you something in return." Saying this, the tall man boarded the train and left. The beggar kept thinking about the words of the tall man. His words struck deep in the beggar's heart. He wondered, maybe I don't receive much money in alms because I give nothing in return. But what can I give? I am just a beggar. How long will I keep asking without offering anything in return? After much thought, he made a decision. Whoever gave him alms, he would give them something in return. But now, a new question troubled him. What can I give in return when I have nothing? He spent 2 days pondering this question but couldn't find an answer. On the third day, while sitting near the station, he noticed some flowers blooming on the nearby plants. An idea struck him. Why don't I give flowers in exchange for alms? He liked this thought and plucked some flowers. When he went to beg on the train, he started giving a flower to each person who gave him alms. The people happily accepted the flowers and kept them. From then on, he plucked flowers every day and distributed them in exchange for alms. Soon, he realized that more people were now giving him alms. He would gather all the flowers near the station, and as long as he had flowers, many people gave him money. But once the flowers were gone, the alms would stop. This continued daily. One day, while he was begging, he saw the same tall man again on the train, the one who had inspired him to give something in return. Excited, he approached him and said, "Today, I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will give you some flowers in return." The tall man gave him some money, and the beggar handed him a few flowers. The tall man was pleased and said, "Wow, you have now become a businessman like me." He took the flowers and got off at his station. Once again, his words deeply impacted the beggar. He kept thinking about what the tall man had said and felt a newfound happiness. His eyes sparkled with realization. He felt as if he had found the key to success, the key to changing his life. He quickly got off the train, looked up at the sky, and shouted with excitement, "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I can become rich." People around him thought he had gone mad. The next day, he was nowhere to be seen at the station. 6 months later, at the same station, 2 well-dressed men were traveling. They saw each other, and one extended his hand, saying, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "No, think again. This is our 3rd meeting." The second man, puzzled, asked, "I don't remember. When did we meet before?" The first man chuckled and said, "We met twice before, on this very train. I am the beggar whom you once refused to give alms and later bought flowers from." The second man smiled in surprise and said, "Oh, now I remember. You were the beggar I met before. But where are you going today in a suit? And what are you doing these days?" The first man smiled confidently, ready to share his journey from a beggar to a businessman.